this new king as well, and asked for us to report when we found him. But we didn't believe that his intentions were honorable. Finally, we found a house in a little village. We didn't find a king at all. We saw a baby, a tiny infant with his parents. The man and woman were commoners. They were bedraggled and poor. The man had calloused hands. The woman was young, hardly past teenage. Birth has effects, some say. A new baby is born into the world and it changes your life forever. And we can see it for them. I'm sure many of you see this as well. We were a bit embarrassed. What does one say to a baby? Baby, I'm a wise man. What does one say? You stare and you shuffle your feet. Let's talk politics. The baby just stares at us. The parents were wondering why we had come. We were wondering that as well. So I finally just had to take my gift of gold and leave it by the mother. It seemed like a good gift. What would they do with it? God had other plans for them than gold and glory. So we did go back to King Herod. But we didn't tell him where we found the baby. Why add fuel to an already smoldering fire? Who knows what jealousy can cause someone to do? When someone is insecure, what fires it can bring. And so we listened to what we thought was a dream. But maybe it was good sense to leave without saying anything more. We never could have imagined the reports that came later of what King Herod had done. We had always suspected he had other motives in mind. But to kill so many, we were saddened greatly by the massacre of the Jewish children. They killed all under the age of 2. The prophets I remembered had spoken of this. Truly the voice of Ramah cries out in Israel. One never knows when one sets off on a journey in life. Isn't this true for all of us? A new beginning, a new relationship, a new departure. What it will cause other people to do around you. You can never know in advance what jealousy, what rage, what chaos can bring. And yet God brought us through that. We wouldn't have not gone. So I'm left with more questions than answers. And years later, the answers became more clear. That tiny child grew up, became a popular teacher in his homeland. A following grew around him. Many saw him in great potential. It seemed like he was going to be the promised king. But the specter of death followed him too. He had many enemies. Among them, he had no honor. And his enemies grew. And one day, many years later, reports came that death had reached him. This one they called Jesus was condemned as a rebel and a traitor, as a blasphemer, and they killed him. They crucified him, as was the custom of Rome. And his death seemed to make little sense of our journey. And then came news of his resurrection. And that was incomprehensible. Victory over Rome, I could understand, but victory over death, one could only hope. And then I wondered, perhaps he had come for just that hope. Perhaps the child was born among all the world's jealousies and envies and pettiness and politics and conflicts that we can't escape, to bring it all to the throne of God, that a new kingdom of grace and peace and faithfulness and caring would come forth in us. Perhaps we have not even yet to begin to discover what that kingdom looks like. As a baby changes all of our lives, this baby is born for all of us. And I do not feel so wise now. There are too many things I don't understand. Unless it is true that some say about the beginning of wisdom that it begins in the fear of God. The fear of God that puts into perspective all our other fears. When we live in trust in a world of conflict. So it's time for me to go, and I'll leave you with the local phrase I heard in Bethlehem. Shalom Shabbat means peace be with you, my friends. Peace be with you. May your journeys bring you new sights and wonders and joy as much as it has been done for me. Shalom Shabbat.
I wonder as I wander. Please rise. To enter into a time of deep meditative prayer. There will be no responses throughout this prayer, and as often is the case on the Sunday before New Year's Day, an extended prayer time.
Psalm 46, verse 11, we hear these words, "Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am God. God of love, lover of creation, lover of all humankind, we praise and adore you. You are the source of our life. You have created us to know you and love you. And today we praise and thank you for all the ways that you have taken to convince us of your love. Thank you, God, for the signs of your love in the workings of the universe and in the faiths of humankind. Thank you above all that you have humbled yourselves to be one of us, to convince us of your love. Thank you for everything that Jesus said and did to show what a human life can be when you are fully in it, from birth to death, from cradle to cross. Thank you that before we knew you, while we were yet sinners, resisting your law and your love, Christ died for us. Thank you, O God, that Jesus, like us,